Hey, it's Major Garrett, host of the CBS News podcast, The Takeout. I am an avid reader, and with the stories I cover, I've got to get up to speed on certain topics in a matter of hours. With the Blinkist app, I can learn about a new topic or skill, or revisit an old one in just 15 minutes flat. You can, too. Blinkist takes top nonfiction titles, pulls out the key takeaways, and puts them into text and audio explainers called Blinks. Use Blinks to learn about topics such as philosophy, history, science, and much more. Now, if you're more into podcasts, like The Takeout, check out Blinks for podcasts called Shortcasts. Blinkist has the wisdom from top nonfiction bestsellers and podcasts packed into 15-minute reads or listens, all in one app. Check out Blinks for titles like The Soul of America and Black Flags. Right now, Blinkist has a special offer just for listeners of this program. Go to Blinkist.com/major to start your free 7-day trial and get 25% off a Blinkist premium membership. That's Blinkist.com/major, Blinkist.com/major. Blinkist.com/major to get 25% off a Blinkist premium membership and a 7-day free trial. Blinkist.com/major.
Afghanistan threat.
We believe there is a very imminent attack possible.
Police beating kept secret. Missing from the classroom.
How many showed up the first day of school?
400 didn't show up.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan with the CBS World News Roundup. New complications in the bid to carry out a U.S. evacuation in Afghanistan by the end of the month or perhaps sooner, with about 1,500 Americans still there. CBS's Charlie D'Agata says the State Department's warned Americans to stay away from the airport, and if they're there, leave now.
A, quote, very, very credible intelligence report that an ISIS attack is imminent has forced America, its allies, even the Taliban, to order people away from the airport. ISIS-K, the Afghan branch of ISIS, is a rival of the Taliban, and the two groups have fought against each other in recent years. They're responsible for some of the worst atrocities the country has seen, a series of suicide car bombings killing hundreds of civilians. But with only 5 days left before U.S. forces pull out for good, the despair of those two terrified to stay is enough to take a life-and-death risk to get away. The Americans should shoot us or let us through, this woman says.
White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe has more on what other top officials are saying.
It is risky for them to be there. It is a dangerous and difficult mission.
Vice President Harris in Vietnam this morning is in lockstep with the message from Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
There is no deadline on our work to help any remaining American citizens who decide they want to leave to do so, along with the many Afghans who have stood by us over these many years and want to leave.
In an interview on the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell, Ambassador Ross Wilson, the top U.S. diplomat in Afghanistan, explained the extensive outreach to Americans in the country.
We have been placing phone calls to virtually all of those who have registered with us to find out, are they still in Afghanistan? Are they interested in leaving Afghanistan?
Some students and parents from the San Diego area are among those still in Afghanistan. They were on an overseas trip to visit family members. Tamara Otero is a school board official.
We know who our kiddos are, and we want them home. We want them safe.
One family was able to return to the States last night. Chicago's the latest major city to announce a COVID vaccine mandate for city employees. Tennessee's health commissioner says children account for more than a third of the state's COVID cases, a sharp increase. And in Oregon, Dr. Mary Giswold says COVID hospitalizations are spiking.
90% of the people in our ICUs and on ventilators are not vaccinated. So this is an avoidable situation.
Now to Louisiana and the police body cam video that's emerged from an incident that happened more than 2 years ago. CBS's Mola Lenghi reports it shows a state trooper who has since left the job repeatedly hitting Aaron Bowman, a black man who'd been pulled over.
Within seconds of his arrival on the scene of an arrest in progress, body camera footage from former Louisiana State Trooper Jacob Brown appears to show him immediately strike Bowman, who's already on the ground. Using his police-issued aluminum flashlight, he can be seen hitting Bowman 18 times in the head and body in the span of 24 seconds.
After they had asked me a few questions, just jumped on me, I thought I was going to die.
Brown then hits him in the ribs and pins his head to the ground using the flashlight.
I'm not fighting you. You are.
You fighting me?
Brown claims Bowman struck an officer and said his actions were known as pain compliance to get Bowman into handcuffs. He resigned in March. On Wednesday, the Louisiana State Police Department issued a statement saying, in part, that Brown engaged in excessive and unjustifiable actions and intentionally mislabeled his body camera video. Investigators called his failure to report the incident an intentional attempt to hide the video from any administrative review.
The only one of 6 men charged in a plot to kidnap Michigan's governor to plead guilty in the case has been sentenced to prison. WWJ Radio's John Hewitt.
Ty Garbin was ordered to spend 75 months, just over 6 years, in federal prison for his role in the alleged plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. In making his decision, U.S. District Court Judge Robert Jonker noted Garbin's guilty plea and willingness to fully cooperate with prosecutors in their cases against the other 5 defendants charged.
Garbin says he and the others trained at his home. A federal appeals court upheld the conviction and death sentence for the Charleston church gunman. The court said the legal record cannot capture the full horror of what Dylan Roof did. 9 members of a black congregation were killed in 2015. In Southern California, 8 people have been indicted for allegedly calling elderly people to tell them fake stories about family trouble. Acting U.S. Attorney Randy Grossman says they stole millions from dozens of victims.
Through extortion and fraud, members of the criminal organization convinced elderly victims to provide tens of thousands of dollars each, which they believed was meant to help their grandchildren and other loved ones.
The Education Department says enrollment in public schools during the pandemic has dropped by 1.5 million students. Some are in private schools or being homeschooled, but as CBS's Carter Evans tells us, others have simply vanished from the system.
At Tate Elementary in Las Vegas, counselors are working the phones.
We were just concerned because they haven't started their first day of school.
They're looking for children still missing from class weeks after the school year began, like 7-year-old George Gomez.
So go ahead and take a deep breath.
The nervous second grader has not been inside a classroom since kindergarten after more than a year of remote learning. His mom finally decided to enroll him after a doctor convinced her.
What kept you from putting the kids back in school?
I kind of was scared and concerned because none of us had a COVID shot at all. So we all got our shot.
Nationwide, it's estimated up to 3 million children stopped attending classes in person or online after pandemic shutdowns last year.
In baseball, the Baltimore Orioles, with a 19-game losing streak, were facing perhaps the game's best pitcher.
That's hammered. And he's got another one. And the Orioles with 2 long balls off Ohtani here in the first.
On the Orioles network, they got to Shohei Ohtani early and had to come back to beat the Angels to snap the streak in a 10-6 win. A top director has had some second thoughts about an ambitious new project.
Spike Lee is making last-minute changes to his new documentary.
This is New York City, the greatest city in the world, but it is still a soft target.
The New York Times says the director is re-editing the final episode of his September 11th series for HBO. He's been criticized for including members of a conspiracy group who believe the Twin Towers were brought down by a controlled demolition, not by terrorists. The series debuts today. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
First day of school yesterday for 13-year-old Caleb Anderson of Marietta, Georgia. First day of classes at Georgia Tech. He's the youngest student ever at the school, and he's studying aerospace engineering. On Twitter, he said his first day was interesting, and the campus is massive. That's the World News Roundup for Thursday. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Cox can help make your home smarter and your life easier. Now you can use your Contour voice remote to connect to your home live cameras so you can view them right on your TV screen using simple voice commands. That makes it easy to keep tabs on what's happening around your home right from your couch. Need to keep an eye on the kids when they're playing outside? Just say, "Show me my backyard camera" into your Cox voice remote and watch them while you're in the house. And if you're waiting for a delivery and want to make sure it's there on time, no problem. Just say, "Show me driveway camera" to check on it with your Home Life HD cameras on the TV screen while you go about your day. When you live in a home powered by Cox Internet, you can stay connected to what matters and let Cox take care of the rest. To learn more about all the benefits of your connected home, visit cox.com/thisishome today.